Hey, what's up everybody? Sean Seaver here, aka View Beats with Rich View Multimedia. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to properly set your levels for recording vocals.
I got him, View.
Alright, so let's get started with this video here. A lot of times as a mixing engineer, I will receive sessions where I can see some flaws in the recording or just some flaws that are done on the tracking part on Pro Tools. As far as the recording goes, what I'll see in here is where the engineer has cranked the preamp more than they needed to where there's a distortion and a saturation on the vocals that can't be taken away because they're trying to get the vocals to sit on top of the beat when there's a really simple solution for that. Another thing that I'll see is in the session to where the vocals have been cranked on the fader of Pro Tools to like +12 to where then you just got the master tracks just cranked. It's distorted, it's peaking, you know, your red lights everywhere. And there's really just a simple solution for all of this. So I'm gonna play this track here. This is a song by Kylan. It's gonna be coming out soon. Now in this song, everything's been recorded great. The preamp was set fine. There's no distortion, no saturation. So I'm gonna give you an example of what happens when the engineers crank the vocals and send it to me and I'm just like, why did they do that? This will also solve the challenge where engineers are cranking the preamp and getting that distortion in vocals. Because when you get that distortion in vocals, there's not much you can do other than maybe pulling up an EQ and finding the bad frequencies and trying to take them out, but that's not a good solution whenever it could have been solved from the start. So I'm gonna play this song and you're gonna hear where everything's set to 0, nothing's been mixed at all, and you're gonna hear where you can barely hear the vocals. So now I'm going to give you an example of what I see sometimes from sessions that are sent to me to mix. I'm going to crank the vocals up so that the vocals will sit on top of the beat, but watch the master track down here. Let me clear that. Watch what happens.
I don't know why you left a long time ago. I should have stayed with the best. Yeah, that's for sure. You were the best I ever had, and I hope you know. I want you back, yeah. Please don't.
See how everything started peaking? The vocals started sounding distorted. I mean, they're just cranking in my ears. They're cranking in yours, I'm sure. There's a solution to that, and it's so simple. Stop cranking the vocals and turn down the beat. Boom, simple as that. Now, if you're working with the track out like here, one thing that you can do is highlight all the production, do Command G and make a group. I've already made a group here, and then just turn down your tracks, just like that. Another thing you can do, I bus everything. So I've got everything bus and I've got it sent to this auxiliary track. So the whole production is going in this bus track. So I'm gonna show you how simple it is to get the vocals to sit on top. This is a solution for the very start of your mix. It's also a solution so that you don't have to crank the preamp from the start.
I don't know why you left a long time ago. I should have stayed with the best. Yeah, that's for sure. You were the best I ever had, and I hope you know. I want you back, yeah. Please don't take it. Give me another chance. Give me.
So notice how the vocals came up. All I did was turn the beat down. Now these vocals are not mixed, so everything's still kind of all over the place, but you can hear the clarity, you can hear the vocals, you can get them to easily sit on top just by turning the beat down. This goes for your recording when it comes to tracking. The first thing that I do when I start a session, I import my beat, oftentimes trackouts. I do recommend trackouts for all my clients. I usually generally come in, and before I even bus it, I usually try to just turn it down. I usually try to group all the waves and then turn them down. I'll usually do it like this right here.
I don't know why I left a long time ago. I should have stayed with the best. Yeah, that's for sure. You were the best.
So I'll turn it down, and then sometimes I'll go in and maybe I'll turn the kick back up by itself and the snare, depending on where they're sitting at. That way the client can hear the drums and feel the beat, because you still want the client to feel the beat. So what you do is as you turn the beat down, turn their headphones up. That's gonna allow them to hear their vocals sitting on top of the beat with clarity. Now, sometimes you may be working in a studio, or you have your studio set up to where they can turn the beat up and down or the vocals up and down if you have a headphone mixer, which is what we use. So we give the opportunity to the client to be able to turn the beat up and down and their vocals up and down, because some clients don't want to hear their vocals and sometimes they want to hear their vocals. But in the situation where you don't have a mixer, this is your solution. Turn down the beat and then record in. So now you're not cranking your preamp, the vocals are sitting on top, and you've got a much clearer sound. A lot of times when it comes to recording vocals with a preamp, I generally like to leave a lot of headroom. I'll try to record in and maybe have my vocals hitting at max at maybe like -9 dB. Sometimes -8, -7. Sometimes I even higher dB up to like -5. It depends on the hardware that I'm using. Sometimes I'll go from a preamp into a compressor and EQ if I like what I'm using, which I generally do. So that gives me a little bit of room to push it and not get saturated distortion. If you're just using a preamp like a 1073 or a Focusrite, you're not gonna wanna crank that thing too much because it's gonna distort your vocals. So again, the solution, turn your beat down from the start. As soon as you start that session, lower your beat, do a test run or 2, maybe 3 or 4, just to get your preamp right and everything sounding good. Once everything sounds good, give your client the green light and let's go. I'll tell my clients, all right, this is a test run. Most of them know what I mean, so they'll test run and I'll do it again if I have to. Now, sometimes they may get frustrated, they don't understand what you're doing, but just let them know. Hey, I'm trying to get your vocals perfect so they sound great. That way when it comes time for mixing, everything's solid. They're gonna understand that. That's what they want. That's what they came there for. They came to you so that they can record professionally and get that clear sound. That way when their song's mixed, it's exactly how they want it. Again, quick review. When it comes time to recording in, group your track out, turn the beat down. A lot of times around about -9, -10's good, and then record your vocals in. If it's a 2-track, turn down the stereo 2-track. Simple as that. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope this really helps you out with recording your clients and starting your mixes. There's a lot more that comes to it when it comes to mixing, but we'll get to that in future videos. This video is just to help you get that recording solid, make your clients happy, and just have a good base for the song that you're working on. Again, my name's Sean Sievert, aka View Beats. You can find me on Instagram at View Beats. Be sure to follow Marcus Rogers, Brian T, and Hog Mob. The artist that I'm working with on this song, his name is Kylan. You can find him on Instagram. He's got a new album that's coming soon that we're working on. Excellent, excellent album. Definitely want to keep up with him. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like, hit that bell so you're notified whenever I have future videos coming out soon. I appreciate all the support. I hope my videos help you out so much in your journey as an engineer. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments. I will definitely get back to you. I hope you have a great day, a great session, and God bless.